Yeah, we've watched a lot of forests burn. We've pulled a lot of animals out of the flames. Yeah, I wrote that at a time where we were just getting hammered, man. Funding wasn't coming in. There was miners. It was just months and months out in the jungle alone. And that it's a Tom York track that we've just been listening to again and again, and it was so low. There was then, there was a huge new invasion where they just burned the whole side of the river, and just, it's never going to come back. And it's part of the forest that I loved, and I knew the animals there, and it's gone. And so we have to live through that on a weekly basis, at least a day-to-day basis. And when you take on responsibility for something like this, you go to sleep thinking, yeah, if we don't do it, then worlds burn. If we don't save it, then every time you said the sadness that surrounds a happy moment, well, it's like, how am I supposed to go to a party and talk with people about anything? Or how am I supposed to even go to sleep when, if we don't succeed at what we're trying to do, if we don't outrace the chainsaws and the roads, then those trees die, those millennium trees, and we're the only ones out there protecting them. And when you see that black scorched earth with nothing left, it's just ashes on the ground, and all the the cacophony of life is silenced, and it's just this horrible, violent silence. It makes you sick. And so, yeah, there's a lot of weight that comes with that, where we're not theoretically doing something. We're black and white practically doing it.
So that's the other side of the advice to young people.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not going to be easy.
No, when they say, how do I get your job? It's like, well, you don't want my job, and you don't want the bot flies, and you don't want the dengue, and you don't want, don't even inquire what a normal life looks like. Like, I lived out of a backpack for 20 years. You know how many monkey faces I had to eat because there was no other food. Like, seriously. You know, that shot, just being alone on the boat in the river, and how many days the motor didn't work. And you sleep out there and you get rained on because you don't have any protection and you have some leaves over your face. And then you go home and everyone's got a job and everyone's got kids and everyone's happy. And they're like, what are you doing down there? Trying to save the rainforest. They're like, sure. And now we're at this point where, you know, I cared a whole lot for a whole long time. We've had rises and then we've had falls and we've had wins and then we've had failures. And the last few years we've had this rolling success of people finding out about our work and coming in, and we start to go, wow, we've protected 130,000 acres. We might actually be able to do this. And so, you know, there's that moment in 300 where they show Leonidas and they say even the king allows himself a moment of hope that this might be okay right before they get slaughtered.
Yeah.
And someone very dear to me recently said, you know, in celebration of where we've gotten to, that if it happened in any harder of a way, it would have actually killed you. And if it had happened in an easier way, it wouldn't have been so divine. And that slapped me in the face because it was like, man, it has been so hard. But look where we are. We might actually do this.
It just has to be that way.